Hey everyone, today as we continue in our walking through the New Testament, as we are in Luke chapter 12, and today our thought process for the next few moments is just chasing success. How do you define success? You know, the world has a lot of different terms, but many times we view success with selfish nature, where we define success that benefits us or meets what we perceive to be our desires, our needs. But we need to recognize that often when we pursue different types of success, that we are actually more focused on the flesh instead of being faithful before the Lord. And so in Luke chapter 12, we have this moment where Jesus is telling a parable. And the parable is really about a man who has the ability to store all of this grain, and he has to go and build bigger, better barns than what he had before. And he builds bigger barns and puts the grain in there, and then the story that we find out is that he was not going to make it till the next day. And so it was all for waste because he built his treasure in the wrong place. And so I just want us to think about a couple things. First of all, let's understand success in the eyes of humanity. If we understand this, we notice that Luke 12, verse 16 through 21 actually shows us that the success through humans' eyes is a temptation for us, and it's because it preys upon the very base fallen nature within us, where we are trying to find something that gives us identity, something that gives us belonging, something that gives us purpose, and we're trying to do that by metrics that are defined by the world around us. And so we begin to chase, trying to find ourselves as important instead of understanding ourselves to be faithful to the Lord. I think the second thing is we need to strive to see success through the eyes of God. This means that we strive to understand His metrics, His ways, and that means that we exist for finding our identity in Christ, and our purpose is to bring Him glory, to bring Him honor. And really, the idea is, instead of storing up treasure on earth, our focus is to store up treasure in heaven. And that's really the point that he is making here in Luke chapter 12. At the same time, we need to understand that you and I must commit to chasing godly success. You know, that has to be a commitment of our heart. And that is because when we chase after God's success, God's ways, then we are saying we are going to push aside on a daily basis the threat that is there for us to serve the self. And our focus becomes simply on serving the Lord. And this is a daily activity. We must learn to die to the self every day. And we must learn to pursue Jesus every day. And we must set our goals, our focus upon finishing well the goal that He has placed before us. That should be our one thing that we are striving for. And so as you read through Luke chapter 12 and you come to that parable where Jesus is talking about the rich man who built bigger, better barns, just ask yourself the question, am I attempting to build bigger, better barns in my life so that I can store treasure here on earth? Or is my one genuine pursuit is to build treasure in heaven? We'll see you tomorrow for Luke chapter 13.